धन्यवादाः। सर्वेभ्यः स्वागतं व्याहरामि। गुरुरेव गतिर्गुरुमेव भजे, गुरुनैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे, न गुरोः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोः, मतिरस्ति गुरौ मम पाहि गुरो। सर्वेभ्यः हार्दं स्वागतम्। प्रायः अन्तिमः पाठः अस्माकं तृतीय पुस्तके सुक्तिरत्नानि इति लघुपाठः। अद्य एतस्य विषये पठामः। सूक्तिरत्नानि, as the name says, सूक्तिः नाम सुष्ठु उक्तिः, शोभना उक्तिः इति वक्तुं शक्यते। यथा सुभाषितानि भवन्ति तद्वदेव सूक्तिरत्नानि अपि। अत्र सुभाषितेषु अथवा अन्यश्लोकेषु, उदाहरणार्थं भगवद्गीतायाम् अथवा पुराणश्लोकेषु यत्किमपि वा एकं वाक्यम् अत्युत्तमं जीवनमौल्यं दर्शयति, तत् सूक्तिरत्नानि, रत्नवत् अस्ति सूक्तिः इति कारणेन तादृश 10 वाक्यानि अस्मिन् पाठे दर्शिताः, सूक्तिरत्नानि इति। एतदपि अस्माकं कृते तत्र कण्ठपाठार्थम् उपयोगः करणीयः अथवा कण्ठपाठार्थं दत्तं वर्तते। एतस्य अभ्यासं सम्यक् रूपेण वयं कुर्मः। These are short statements or one single lines which most likely have been chosen from the Subhashitas or from some of the shlokas in Bhagavad Gita or from the Puranas, etc., which have a great value that they can offer for our life, how we should direct ourselves, etc. So let us go over these 10 Suktiratnas that have been given in the textbook. These needs to be memorized so that the questions may be in the form of fill in the blanks, or they may ask to explain about one of these Suktiratnas, etc. So that is what would be from this particular lesson. Now, I will request a few of the students to also repeat after me so that it will be easy for us to practice it. Hema Bhagini, please repeat after me.
Ram.
Ram Ram Ram. Chakrara pankhtiriva gacchati bhagyapangtihi.
चक्रारपङ्क्तिरिव गच्छति भाग्यपङ्क्तिः।
पुनः.
चक्रारपङ्क्तिरिव गच्छति भाग्यपङ्क्तिः।
उत्तमं, धन्यवादाः।
धन्यवादः।
So, as the this is a very short line which is easy to understand as well, and most of you would have also experienced this in life. Chakrara panktihi iva. The Padacheda is like this: Chakrara panktihi iva gacchati bhagya panktihi. Bhagya panktihi नाम भाग्यः अथवा भाग्यम् इत्युक्ते दैवम् इत्यपि वक्तुं शक्यते. The fate. What is that is there in the fate? If we ask a question, we will probably get the answer as sukham dukkham cha, or the ups and downs, the happiness and the sorrow, any dualities that you see that are there, the pairs of opposites that are there, that we can attribute it to something related to the bhagya of the fate. So in this way, how does these come in our life? So that is the question. So then the answer is chakrara panktihi iva. Chakrara panktihi. Chakra, this like the spoke of a wheel, chakrara. how does a wheel look like? So we have a wheel here. Uh, so, and we have a lot of all the spokes that are there in the wheel. There is one point, if you consider this point, it is there at the moment at the top. And as the wheel rolls, the same point will be now again next after a few moments, the same point will be here. And after that, it will again roll and it will be here, it will be here, etc. So, in this way, even in life, the happiness and the sorrow, the good and the bad, etc., come in probably in a repeating fashion, one after the other, the ups and downs, etc. So, in this way, chakrara panktihi iva gachati bhagya panktihi. The series of fortunes and misfortunes revolves like the spokes of a wheel. So that is the meaning of this particular uh, lokokti or the Suktiratna. It is the second one which we started with, which is Chakrara Pankti Riva Gachati Bhagya Pankti. So now let us see the other one, the first one which is given on here. Prakash Mohani Bhagini, please repeat after me.
Namaste.
Namaste. Snigdha jana samvibhaktam hi
Snigdha jana samvibhaktam hi. Snigdha jana samvibhaktam hi.
dukham sahyavedanam bhavati.
Dukkham saya vedanam bhavati. Dukkham saya vedanam bhavati.
उत्तमं धन्यवादाः अस्तु स्निग्धजन संविभक्तं so how the word is snigdha jana samvibhaktam hi dukham sahya vedanam bhavati. We first saw that the sukham and dukham come one after the other, in, like the spoke of a wheel or anything that is there on a wheel. Now, that dukkha, whenever it is there, what is that we should do to relieve the dukkha or the sorrow, to at least reduce the quantum of that or the effect of it, maybe? It is possible only if we share it with our near and dear ones. As we all know, man is a social animal and he needs the company, he needs people, he needs belongingness, etc. Even in the modern times, if we see, there is a beautiful psychological concept called Maslow's law of or hierarchy of needs. In that, the first and the foremost is the physiological needs, um, the social needs that we can see about. Grief, if it is shared with the close ones, then it becomes tolerable. It becomes kind of bearable, etc. So that is what is this particular um, lokokti saying about. So sniktha jana, sniktha janena, whoever are very close, sneha sniktha means having so much of bond or closeness. If at all, if the dukkha that we have is shared, samvibhaktam, shared with our near and dear ones, then it becomes a little bit tolerable. We'll not be putting so much of emotional stress on ourselves. That is the meaning of this the particular logo. Then we will go to the next one. Ha. Rajini Bhagini, please repeat after me.
Yes, namaste.
Namaste. Nirihanam Ishaha
Nirihanam Ishah.
Trinamiva Tiras
Nirihanam Ishah.
Trinamiva Tiraskara Vishayaha.
Trinameva Tiraskar Vishayah. तृणमिव तिरस्कारविषयः।
उत्तमं, धन्यवादाः। Let us see this. Nirihanam, there's no sandhi here, it is just a Gunitakshara. Ishaha, Trinam iva, Tiraskara Vishayaha. So let us see what this particular uh, meaning of this particular Suktiratnani. So for those who do not desire anything, Nirihana, Iha, or let me say, people who have desire, that is Niriha, that is one who is having Iha, Niriha, Nirihanam Ityanena, one who does not have any desire. For those who do not have, who do not desire anything, Ishaha Trinamiva Tiraskara Vishayaha. The master is worthless like a blade of a grass. What does this mean? Ishaha Ityanena, here not just, it doesn't actually mean Bhagavan Ishaha, Ishwaraha iti. Param, um, our lords or maybe the master, etc. You can also extend it a little higher also to say to also the Bhagavan also. And then get another perspective of what this means is iha means in Sanskrit, iha means in this world. That is the meaning of iha. For people who do not desire anything, a master is worthless like Trinam iva. Trinam iva tiraskara vishayaha. He is like probably can be ignored like a blade of a grass. Now, for people who are beyond this world also, or who do not um, work for petty things in this world for material comforts, etc. For them who have already self-realized to a certain extent, extra. Ishaha Trinamiva Tiraskara Vishaha. In that perspective, also we can see this particular loka. We'll go to the next one. Nalini Bhagini, please repeat after me.
सुप्रभातं महोदय।
Namaste. Udyoginam Purushasimham
उद्योगिनं पुरुषसिंहम्
Simham
उद्योगिनं पुरुषसिंहम्
Upaiti Lakshmihi.
उपैति लक्ष्मीः उपैति लक्ष्मीः। धन्यवादः।
अस्तु, धन्यवादाः। उद्योगिनं पुरुषसिंहम् उपैति लक्ष्मीः। लक्ष्मीः उपैति, उपैति नाम प्राप्नोति इति। कं प्राप्नोति लक्ष्मीः इति प्रश्ने कृते उद्योगिनं पुरुषसिंहम् उपैति. The wealth or the goddess Lakshmi will reach or approaches a person who is engaged in work, approaches a man of valor who is engaged in work. What does that mean? We should be very industrious. This is part of a Subhashita, which says, or which goes like this: Udyoginam Purushasimham Upaiti Lakshmihi Daive Deyamiti Ka Purusha Vadanti Daivam Nihatya Kuru Paurusham Atmashaktya Yadne Krite Yadina Siddhyati Kotra Doshaha. That's how the Subhashita goes. We have to be industrious. We have to work, put in our efforts to get the results. The same thing also Bhagavan Parthasarathi says in the Gita, Karmanyevadhikaraha maphaleshu kadachana. That means to say, don't worry about the results. That doesn't mean you don't also worry about action. No, the action is in our control and it is our responsibility. And hence, we will be able to um, do the action, perform the action, and then the remaining we can leave it to Bhagwan. So this is the Lokokti or the Suktiratna that we can see, Udyoginam Purushasimham Upaiti Lakshmi. So Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, herself approaches a man of valor who is engaged in the work. Okay, with that, we will just take a pause. We have our dear Suresh sir, uh, Dr. Suresh sir, who heads the Sura Saraswati Sabha with us today in this meeting. Suresh sir has agreed and obliged us to bless us and um, speak to us about the exam, Tritiya exam, etc. So I uh, really welcome Suresh sir. नमो नमः महोदयाः अनन्तानन्त धन्यवादाः अस्माकम् आह्वानं पुररीकृत्य भवन्तः तत्र यद्यपि व्यस्ताः सन्ति तथापि अस्मिन् समये आगत्य अस्मान् सर्वान् अपि उद्बोधयितुम् आगताः इति वयं कृतार्थाः तदर्थं प्रथमं नमो वाकं करोमि sir since we have limited time I will hand over now to Suresh sir to address us. If students have any question, please you can put it in the Q&A chat box. I will moderate. If there are any specific questions that is relevant to everyone, I will ask Suresh sir about those questions, and sir would be happy to answer us and help us out. Over to you, sir. Namaste.
Namaste to one and all. I thank Raghunandana sir and also Vyoma Linguistics Lab, the founders, our Venkat Subramanya, Vishwa, and also Soumyaji for arranging these classes. We are very happy that it's going on in a very, very nice way. I would like to appreciate and also put on records the effort which is being taken up by Vyoma Linguistics Lab in helping us in many ways, especially to propagate Sanskrit language. I'm very happy that many of you have joined Vyoma Linguistics Lab. The first two exams many of you had done online, Prathama and Dvitiya. Tritiya, we are in the process of doing that. In fact, the new textbook which had to come, it is not materializing. I have to take the permission of Swamiji. I will be going to do that. Probably in another 4 to 5 months, the books will be ready. But since Anuvada Pradeepa was already completed, I was told that you will go ahead with the old textbook only. I know whether the new or the old textbook, whatever the language part you are supposed to study, that will be delivered very well by Vyoma Linguistics Lab. Raghunandan has done a very good job, a very commendable job he has done. I am so very happy for that. Examination is going to take place on 31st of August. Hope all of you are ready. I saw that you are in the verge of your this thing, that Suktiratnani is now being covered. In fact, I would like to tell you one thing. Anuvada Pradeepa, it's a nice thing that you have completed Anuvada Pradeepa and then entered into study of this main textbook. In fact, it should be done like that only, because the grammar implementation of that you find in this particular textbook. Um, for people who have taken the exams from different centers, different places, we will arrange the centers for you people to go and write the examination there. It will be definitely helpful for you, not too very far reaching. It will be helpful for you only. Don't worry about that. I wish you all the best. Do well in the examination and take up the next exam, next level also. Don't worry about the marks. All the more is important is you are supposed to study well. Each one should become further. Each one should become an institution of Sanskrit. You will have to propagate. You should be the messengers of Sanskrit propagate. You should be the propagators of Sanskrit. So today everyone should take a oath that you will be educating 20 people after you complete your Tritiya. You will be entitled to take up Tritiya with Pratama examination, to teach Pratama examination to the students. Students who have not learned Sanskrit, whoever, wherever they are, whoever they may be, no age restriction, no religion, nothing is there. Interest is all the more we want. So keep the interest. We will give you the principle only there. The entire Sanskrit you people have to teach them. You too should learn, and you all should become an institution. That is what I request every one of you, and I wish you all the best for your examinations. Don't worry of the centers. We will accommodate you all in some center which is near to your location. Don't worry about that. Any questions you have?
So I think there's only one question, at least so far. Online exams would have helped more people to take up the exam. That was the
I know.
only suggestion that they have, one of the person has given. I mean, that is probably the representation of from the students, I would call it. And as Suresh sir already mentioned, Prathama and Dvitiya, we did it in that way. And that's how it was. Probably in future, certain things can be also worked upon that. But Tritiya onwards, Tritiya is mainly we need to have the good writing skills in
Exactly.
Sanskritam, and hence, if we do it through online and through our multiple choice questions, etc., it would be, I mean, probably the standard of our expression or the students' expression will be limited. So that is one of the reasons why mostly face-to-face or offline exams preferred at the moment. But a
Exactly.
little bit more can be also extended, as I understand from Suresh sir when I spoke with. Sir, do you want to add anything further to it?
It will be somewhere around 20% and 80%, as Raghunandan has put it across. From here onwards, it will be completely in Sanskrit only. Therefore, we are thinking of bringing down the multiple choice to only 20 marks, not more than that, or 25 marks. The that is maximum marks you are supposed to write and practice. So that will be that will be the ratio 25 to 20 80. In that ratio we will be doing that. In near future we will be definitely doing that, such that many people can write the examination. We will be doing that definitely.
Sure. Dhanyawad sir for that. Yes. So maybe online related possibility for again for Tritiya and for the upcoming exams will be worked out
Definitely we will
also
look
by
into
the
that.
Sabha,
Even
and
Tritiya and Pradesha, we will definitely look into that. We will be able to do that.
that's right. So I think for the moment, for this particular time, it will be in the center near to your location. As sir mentioned, we are working on the logistics to identify certain locations near your locality, maybe kind of Hyderabad or Coimbatore, etc. Because I see some of the chat messages or the questions that came as do we have a center near Coimbatore, Hyderabad, etc.
Yes,
So if
we
you have
have. We have
already
in Coimbatore. We have in many places. Need not have to worry about that. Whichever is near to you, we will definitely look into that. And if Raghunandan, I request you to send the list of those centers such that we will be able to accommodate that. Segregate and please let me know about that by
sure, sir.
today evening. We will definitely look into that. Need not have to worry.
Definitely, sir. So already we have conducted a survey and obtained the interested students' details, like which location they are from. I will share across those details, and we can share with the students also the center address and other things. So that I will take care of. I will communicate with you offline, and I
Excellent.
will get those details.
Excellent.
Uh, I think um, with that, I think I really thank you for your time, sir. Amidst your busy schedule, you took out time to come and
It's my pleasure.
speak to us. So,
My pleasure.
dhanyawadaha for that.
सर्वेभ्यः हार्दिकाः शुभाशयाः परीक्षा कृते सर्वैः संस्कृतं सम्यक् पठनीयं, सर्वे संस्कृताध्यापकाः भवेयुः इति मम आशा. धन्यवादाः. गुरुचरणारविन्दार्पणमस्तु. नमांसि सर्वेभ्यः सर्वाभ्यश्च.
Dhanyawadaha, Suresh sir. Suresh sir had another appointment and hence had to leave the call. But the gist or the summary of what Suresh sir said is he would be more than happy to encourage more students to take up the examination. And in that regard, he said that he will be able to arrange more centers near the locations of the students where, based on the survey that we have already done, I think most of you had filled in the form, the Google form, where which asked for your interest to take up the exam in August, and also your location and other details to register for the examination. Just to give picture, around 30 to 40 people have shown interest that we will be taking up the exam during this August 31st, on August 31st. So if in case, if others are interested and would be willing to take up the examination and do it, please do send an email to me at least, because the registration form of the process that is closed. But if you can send an email by evening today, probably I will be able to speak to Suresh sir and accommodate those requests. So kindly send across an email providing the details of which location are you from, and that you would be willing to take up the exam on August 31st. Uh, and also watch out for further communication from Vyoma team to make the payment for the exam fees and all the other details related to the center, whom to contact, etc. So that is something that you can look out for. And again, as sir said, all the best. So the main intention is now that have learned, cascade this learning to other people. So that is how our learning can be enhanced, and we will be learning more. With that short break from the class that we were doing, we'll get back to the class. I see some of the messages saying if I'm unable to take up exam in August, can I take up later, sometime, etc. So I think that is definitely possible, because exams are happening in the month of January, last Sunday of January and last Sunday of August. So this is the usual norm, or it may move to the first Sunday of September and first Sunday of February. You can as well, you can always do that. But earlier the better, so that the next course also would start after this, Tritiya, and so it'll be easier for you to go along with the batch, etc. So that way it will be helpful. But it is totally up to you, up to your convenience to take up the examination. But my recommendation would be to, still you have close to 15 days of time, and you can do a lot of revision and prepare well for the examination. We will be also discussing one of the previous year papers in the upcoming class, in the next class, where we will say how to write the exam, in what format, or how should we write the answers to certain questions, etc. So those things we will be discussing in probably 1 day or next week's class. So that I think would really help students. Apart from that, next is there's one more question I will take up, and then we will go back to Suktiratnani. Writing in Sanskrit and thinking in Sanskrit is a challenge for us. How to gain fluency in spoken Sanskrit? A very good question. Spoken Sanskrit is altogether a different skill. Every language has listening, speaking, writing, and reading. These are the four essential or the basic skills. Comprehension and then composition are other skills that are there. Spoken Sanskrit is a different skill. There are already a few courses through Vyoma related to spoken Sanskrit, so you can definitely register for it or enroll and then go through the videos to understand and then practice it. It comes with practice. So find a friend who is interested in Sanskrit, who is also having a similar wish that he or she has to learn spoken Sanskrit. Start with just 2, 3, 4, 5 sentences every day. Speak. Adya kim kartavan. Italian. So you just start with basic sentences that itself will bring a culture of speaking in Sanskrit. And then over time, you will develop that habit or develop that skill of thinking in Sanskrit and writing in Sanskrit. So it is always a slow process in that way to say. Shanair Vidya, that's how a particular Subhashita says. So uh, there are enough or good lot of resources available in Vyoma, sanskritfromhome.org. Please do search for it and enroll and then practice for it. Okay, so with that, I think the other questions were all related to the centers. So please be aware that you would be put in a particular um, center which is very close to your location also. Uh, Close means it may not be just like say 1 to 2 kilometers, but you will have to travel for exact maybe in your same area, same location, or a nearby place, but not in an entirely a different city. So you will have to please bear with that and accommodate that and cooperate with us. Okay. Um, sure. And then previous year paper we will anyway discuss, and we will also share some of the sample or model answers for it. Okay. So with that, we will again get back to the Suktiratnani where we were. Hope you are able to see my screen again back. So we just completed Udyoginam Purusha Simham Upaiti Lakshmihi. So we should strive, we should be industrious, we should start working. So that is what it means. And Lakshmihi, the Sampat, will come or will approach that person if we are putting in our efforts. Efforts can be in any field. It can be in Vidya, it can be in a business, or it can be anything. The next one. Um, I request again students to raise their hands and Gopal Krishnan Mahodaya.
राम राम राम
क्लेश फलेन हि
क्लेश फलेन हि
पुनर्नवतां विधत्ते
पुनर्नवतां विदत्ते
धन्यवादः.
धन्यवादः
क्लेशः फलेन हि पुनर्नवतां विधत्ते इति सूक्तिः वर्तते. Kleshaha is any effort that we put in for any particular task. Whenever we put in any effort, prayatnam yada vayam kurmah, tada prayatnasya kimapi phalam bhavati. We may, for example, if you are writing an exam, which is very relevant now as well, we would have put in our efforts to prepare for the exam, learn, and then practice multiple times. Maybe the previous year papers, etc. We would have prepared well. We go to the exam, we write the exam, and then uh, the result of that is we have completed the exam with maybe, like say, with good marks, with distinction, or with recognition. Maybe if it is any of the competitive examinations, or if it is like Surasa Sabha exam, if we have got recognition through a medal or a certificate from the Sringeri Matham, that is the result that we get. And that itself will ensure that whatever efforts we put in have paid well, or otherwise, also you get a renewed enthusiasm to do more. You gain that momentum to do even further even better. So the effort put into is forgotten once the fruit is obtained. So once the fruit is got or obtained, so I think that word is somehow missed in this frame. I think just behind the other side of the screen, but is obtained. And then, so that's why after any specific examination or competition extra, we do review how did I do, whether did I do it well or not. We'll go to the next one. Amita Bhargava.
राम राम
Ram Ram Ram. Prakshalanadhi pankasya
प्रक्षालनाद्धि पङ्कस्य
दूरादस्पर्शनं वरम.
दुरादस्पर्शनं वरं
दूरादस्पर्शनं वरम.
दुरादस्पर्शनं वरम्
अस्तु, धन्यवादाः. Okay, so we'll see this. Pankaha. Panka means basically a slush or a mud water, that is panka. And you may now recollect or associate this word with pankaja. Panke jayate iti pankaja. The kamalam also will come in the mud water, basically in that water. So prakshalanadhi pankasya durad asparshanam varam. It is better to stay away from the mud or the slush rather than washing with it. So there's also saying in other regional languages that it is good to fight. It is good to fight with the Sri Gandha, the Gandha, rather than to have friendship with uh, maybe Gaudak. So that's how a particular saying is there in at least in Kannada. Prakshalanati pankasya durad asparshanam varam. If we know that speaking to someone will yield in not so good uh, feeling, it is better to stay away. It is better to stay away during the rainy season, to not drive in a pothole which is already filled with muddy water and that will basically splash on us. So it is better to stay away from it. Rakshalanadhi pankasya durad asparshanam garam. It is better to stay away from the mud water rather than washing it off. It's a very good one. And this also can be extended to further things. Like it is wise to pick up the battles that you want to fight and you want to win or you want to achieve something. In life, there will be so many complexities that are there, so many battles to really fight for, but of which you can yourself think, which is really relevant to me. Why should I waste my time in unnecessarily debating, unnecessarily discussing something which, of course, will not go in the way that I would perceive or I would visualize? The discussion with certain people will lower my energy. Of course, you should always think about the bigger purpose or bigger cause, what is that you're trying to achieve. Otherwise, it is better to leave out those and be away and stay calm. So that is also an extension to this particular Suktiratna, which is Prakshalana Kasya Durad Asparshanam Varam. Let's go to the next one. Lita Bhagini, please repeat after me.
नमस्कार
नमस्ते. प्रतिबध्नादिः श्रेयः
प्रतिबध्नादिः श्रेयः
पूज्य पूजा व्यतिक्रमः
पूज्य पूज्य व्यतिक्रमः पूज्य पूज्य व्यतिक्रमः
अस्तु धन्यवादाः
धन्यवादः
Okay, let us see this now. What does this mean? Shreyah pratibadhnati Pujya puja vyatikrama. These are the words that are there. Pujya is one who is worthy of worshipping. He is called Pujya, or one who needs to be respected, honored. He is Pujya. Puja means offering or worshipping, etc., or honoring. That is puja. Vyatikramaha, the opposite of it. That is the meaning of puja puja vyatikramaha. Pratibadhnati, Shreyaha pratibadhnati. It will hinder the good will, whatever is needed, or you will not be able to accrue punya if you are doing something wrong. So that is the overall meaning of this. The translation or the bhava will be going like this. The transgression in the worship of those who are worthy of worship certainly withholds good fortune. If we know a pujya is there, pujya is basically a guru, it can be anyone, elders, for example. If we are not offering them the needed respect that they deserve, basically, or they are worthy of, if we are doing the opposite and we basically not worshipping them or not respecting them, but show some um, maybe be having some ungrateful behavior, etc. Then that what is that going to happen, or what is that going to result in is it will basically make your good fortune go down, or rather, it will certainly withhold your good fortune. That is the Shreya. Uh, Various granthas also speak about this. So the Shreya is something that we always like to achieve more. That is the punya. You can also take it as punya in a way. How is that obtained? How is that grace of gurus or grace of God can be obtained? How can we make ourselves to get it better? Is by doing the right deeds, by respecting the right people, the worthy people, and not doing the other way around. So we should be always careful to uh, ensure that we are not going in the wrong direction in terms of worshipping the worthy people. Here, worship doesn't mean just doing offering something, doing a puja, etc. Worship means their ideals. How do we care, or how do we take their ideals or their thoughts, their upadesha? For example, if we go to Jagat Gurus and ask for some, maybe ask for some upadesha based on certain difficulties that we are facing, they may say, you have to do this, or you can do this, you can do the parayana of certain grantha. It can be anything, for example. Then, with utmost reverence, with utmost sincerity, we should follow whatever they say. Or, giving a practical example, if you go to a doctor and you say, I'm going through this particular maybe disease, or I'm not feeling well, etc., the doctor will prescribe certain medication. He would also give certain diet that has to be followed. You will see the result or the benefit of that medication and the diet only if you follow it 100% thoroughly. And in that place, you should have that respect towards the doctor, whoever prescribed it. Without that respect, you will not be able to follow it 100%. Practically, also, if you're not following it 100%, that means you are disrespecting their words. And that is what will ensure, will withhold whatever you're going to gain. So, in a practical situation as well, we can think about this. Going to the next Suktiratna. Rashmi Bhagini. Yadrisham bhakshayedannam.
यादृशं भक्षेत् अन्नं
Buddhir bhavati tadrishi.
बुद्धिर्भवति तादृशी.
Uttamam. Dhanyavadaha.
धन्यवाद.
Yadrisham bhakshayed annam. Bhakshayed annam. Buddhihi bhavati tadrishi. That's how the split is. We have studied Ahara Shuddhau Sattva Shuddhihi lesson. So this exact statement is in line with that. Yadrisham bhakshayed annam. Whatever food that we eat, our mind or our intellect will be like that. That is the meaning of this particular. The as is the food which is eaten, so is be the intellect. What does that mean? Is here food doesn't necessarily mean a physiological food or eat directly, but this also means what all information that we gather, perceive from our organs, sense organs, what we see, what we hear, what we speak, what we feel, etc. Anything, as we perceive the Gyanendriya, from the Gyanendriyas, that's how our mind is fed in with that information, and our mind also will become like that. In other words, even if we consider with respect to the food also, for people who would be following certain maybe meditation practices or yoga practices, etc., can definitely correlate this whatever I'm going to say next. Based on what food you had the previous day, suppose say you are doing a yoga practice in the morning or doing the meditation in the morning, the quantity of the food, the quality of the food affects in a great way during your yoga or meditation practice. That is because the food is something that is what will feed in your energy to the entire system, entire body. And that itself also goes to the intellect. If you had a very good sattvic food, the way you will find bliss during your meditation is uh, probably speechless. You will not be able to explain. You can just feel that. But on in contrary, if you have had some rajasic or tamasic food, then it will be very difficult for you to also focus or concentrate upon or contemplate upon whatever you're. So everything starts with what is that I am consuming in terms of information, in terms of food, in terms of knowledge, etc. Anything. So what you feed in, that's what your intellect will be also. Even in the Upanishads, they say they give a sequence of things how this jnana and everything comes. In the Taittiriya Upanishad, uh, basically in the Mahanayana Upanishad also this comes, where they say because of the rain, the sasyani, the trees grow, or the sasyas will grow. From the sasya, you have this oshadhi. From that, you have anna. From anna, you have uh, all the uh, major vitals that you get. Annena pranaha, prane, etc. So there is a sequence of things that goes, and after all that, that reaches to the intellect or the jnana. So that's how it's a very big process. So Yadasha Bhakshedanna Buddhir Bhavati Tadarshi, let us be very mindful in what we consume. Going to the next Suktiratnani. Vidya Bhagini, can you please repeat after me?
नमो नमः सर।
Namaste. Sambhavitasya Chakirtihi
संभावितस्य च कीर्तिः
Maranad Atirichyate.
मरणादतिरिच्यते।
Uttamam, Dhanyavadaha. Okay. So Sambhavitasya Cha Akirtihi. That's how it's split. Cha akirtihi maranat atirchyate. For a no, for a person, a respectable man, um, infamy is worse than death also, or it's beyond death also. So, person who is very disciplined, who is very much maybe in a position of a respectable person, for him, even if a smallest mistake that he commits, the smallest infamy that happens will be equaled or will be thought about that it is even worse than the death. Sambhavitasya cha akirtihi maranat atirichyate. It's beyond even death. So this also reminds me of the context in Mahabharata towards the end when Ashwatthama kills the Upapandavas. Arjuna and Krishna go to get Ashwatthama, and Arjuna brings him to Draupadi, and he says, "I will now behead Ashwatthama and basically kill Ashwatthama." And then during that time, Draupadi says, Yeshaha Sakshat Dronaha. So he himself is Drona because he's Atmavi Putra Namasi. That's how the statement goes in the Upanishads and in the Vedas. Um, he himself is in the form of Drona. He's your Guru Putra. And why should you kill him? He should be respected equivalent to your Guru. That's what Draupadi says. And then before that, Krishna had told whoever has committed this heinous crime of killing the Upapandavas has to be killed. Now, Arjuna looks at Krishna and asks, what is that I should do now? Because I should not kill him. Tatra Brahmabandhurna hantavyaha. Any Brahmana should not be killed. That is also there in the Dharma Shastras. And then Arjuna asks him, what is that I should do? Then he says, Krishna says, for him, the money, whatever is there, and also the shikha, what is there, if you remove it, from Ashwatthama, it itself is like a mrityu for him. Sambhavitasya cha akirtihi, that is the akirti that you're trying to do, and that itself is like killing him. So evam sambhavitasya purushasya krute akirtihi eva athava agauravam eva maranatapi adhikam bhavati. So that is one thing which we can remember, and we should be, if we want to develop that, that means to say we should be very much careful in our deeds, whatever we do. Going to the next one, Rajya Lakshmi. There are two ways of pronouncing this particular word. Basically, in some granthas, you may see it, the order of the letters a little bit different. Yachnya is also sometimes people pronounce it, and sometimes it is Yancha. So here it is Yancha. That's how we will pronounce it. Yancha Mokha Varamadhigune
याञ्चामोघा वरमधिगुणे
Nadhame Labdha Kama
याञ्चामोघा
Varamadhigune Nadhame Labdha Kama.
नाधमे लब्धकामा।
उत्तमम्, धन्यवादाः।
महोदय, अहम् एकः सन्देहं करोमि।
हा,
आगामि 31 भानुवासरे अहं कोविड एग्जाम महोदय। हाउ कैन सुरभारती एग्जाम
okay.
महोदय?
I will speak about that. Okay, धन्यवादाः. So I will complete this and then I'll get back to your question. Yancha Mokha Varamadhigune Nadhame Labdha Kama. This is a beautiful statement that's been taken from, if I remember it rightly, it is from the Meghadutam of Kalidasa, where the Yaksha speaks to Indra and then says this statement, Yanja Mokha Varamati Gune Nathame Laptakama. So what does this mean is a request with a great man, even if unfulfilled, is better than a request fulfilled by the wife. Adhika Gunayukta Purushe Yadi Kinchit Nivedito Bhavati. If he at all request for something, some favor, some support, some help, or anything, even if they reject, even if they say that's not possible, I'm unable to help you out at this moment, that is still better. Varam Adhigune. Adhigune means Adhika Gune ityartha. It is still okay. But Nadhame Labdhakama, even though you know this can be fulfilled by a man who has probably a little bit low character, then it is better to not get that work done from him. Even though the great people may say not possible or they may not help you out in that regard, that is still okay. So that is the meaning of this particular statement. Yancha mokha varamati gune adhame labdha kama. Adhame, na adhame labdha kama. Na adhame, adhame. That's how the split will be here. Yancha is that request that you're going to ask. Varamati gune, the great man. Even though it is mokha, when that is, it is not fulfilled, then adhame labdhakama, even if it is fulfilled by the adhamas, then it is probably not preferred. So that's how this particular Suktiratna goes. So this completes the Suktiratnani that we have. I will read all the Suktiratnani together once so that it will be easy for you to practice and okay, so let us start from the first one. Okay. Stigdha संविभक्तं हि दुःखं सह्यवेदनं भवति चक्रारपङ्क्तिरिव गच्छति भाग्यपङ्क्तिः निरीहाणाम् ईशस्तृणमिव तिरस्कारविषयः उद्योगिनं पुरुषसिंहमुपैति लक्ष्मीः क्लेशः फलेन हि पुनर्नवतां विधत्ते प्रक्षालनाद्धि पङ्कस्य दूरादस्पर्शनं वरम् प्रतिबध्नाति हि श्रेयः पूज्यपूजाप्यतिक्रमः यादृशं भक्षयेदन्नं बुद्धिर्भवति तादृशी सम्भावितस्य चाकीर्तिः मरणादतिरिच्यते याच्चामोघा वरमधिगुणे नाधमे लब्धकामा. These are the 10 Suktiratnas that are there, and I request all of you to practice this and also memorize, because fill in the blanks or explain the Suktiratna can be asked in the exam question. With that, we will conclude the Tritiya class per se, but I will answer the questions that you may have. I will also see, so I'm just lowering everyone's hands. We will spend a couple of minutes in Q&A. So if at all you have any specific questions which you feel it is relevant to everyone, please do raise your hand, or related to the class, please raise your hands. Related to the exam, the standard set of questions, whatever is there, I'll try to answer them and brief about it as well. And there are Amara Panktis that is there for the Prabhastava that we have completed. So this will be also posted and you can refer to it and practice it. This is just an additional information, additional learning. So in exam, these Amara Panktis may not come in a direct format, but whenever they ask Padapadartham Likhata, etc., it will be helpful for us to practice it and so on. And also there are the exercise questions from Brahmastavaha also will be there. So those also will be put across. You can try to practice them and see if there are anything further. So how will be the class plan further? I could just say we have officially completed the syllabus that is prescribed for the Tritiya examination. And we had completed it in last class itself, mostly till the Brahmastavaha, the major portions, and only the short or a very small portion that was left out was this Suktiratnani, which we have also completed today. All the grammar aspects were all completed, and in Anuvada Pradipa, the majority of the things that are there for Tritiya, all the grammar and composition parts have been completed in the Anuvadak Kripa course. So I urge everyone to revise that as well. We might have gone through it before joining the Tritiya, because that course was a prerequisite for this Tritiya paper 1. Now it is time also for you to go back and revise from Anuvadak Kripa as well. With that note, in the upcoming classes in the next week, we will be having a few model question papers that we will discuss with, and a few doubt clarification sessions. So that's what we'll be having. And we will officially also continue the course, probably in a formal way in the next week. More communication related to this will be available through email. So please watch out for those emails to get to know more information. And for students who have already registered or provided their interest to write the examination through the Google form, which we had rolled out last week, you will receive more details about the exam center address and other things, and also the way how you can make the payment for the exam fee, etc. So those details will be provided. Since the timeline is very close, the exam is on August 31st. So we request you to do it at the earliest, complete the formalities to register for the examination. So all the details will be provided to you over email. Please do watch out for them. Now coming to certain questions that are there in the chat box, and the question Rajalakshmi Bhagini asked about. There are various organizations which conduct these exams, for Sanskrit exams. It can be Aksharam, Samskrita Bharati, it can be Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, it can be Sabha, or it can be Sanskrit Shri, it can be any exam that you may name it. These are all coming as part of the certificate or the formal way of learning, etc. And they have their own schedules of the examination. And so is the case with Tritiya as well, or in Sabha also. And Sabha used to always conduct it on the last Sunday of January and last Sunday of August. That was always the date. This has been there from probably even more than a few decades now, 20 to 30 years or so. Or Sabha itself started in close to somewhere in 1960. This already has completed the golden jubilee, basically 50 years. It has completed 50 years serving us with a lot of Sanskritam knowledge, etc. And it is a choice for you now. Like, I mean, if you have enrolled for both exams, physically writing in an exam center is not possible because the timings, etc., will also be the same. So you will have to choose one of the exam and write the other one in the next time, whenever it is, which is in January, etc. So that's how you'll have to plan. And so that is the only option that is available. So we will not be able to write both the exams at the same time. If at all, if the other exam is online, you can probably visit the center and write this exam and then do the other exam online, etc. That is left to you, because it's at an individual, like it depends on what all exams you are taking and so on. Okay, so now let me see. Let me see some questions that are there in the chat box. There are a few questions about Turiya. That is the next level after Tritiya. What is that? Will be started immediately after Tritiya, etc. There are a few questions. Yes, the plan is to start Turiya course. Not very immediately. I mean, as soon as Tritiya is completed, but in the next few weeks to few months, you will see those notifications or the details about it, announcements about the upcoming courses. And can we study Turiya if we cannot take up this exam? There's a question. To study, there is no problem. But to write the Turiya exam from the Sabha, Tritiya is a prerequisite. So Tritiya exam has to be written, and only then you are eligible to take up the Turiya examination. So you cannot directly take up Turiya examination. Learning is a different thing. So to learn, we can learn anything. But if you are learning also to complete the exam, get also the certificate, etc., then Tritiya exam is a very important milestone for you. Next, uh, will there be any other test from Vyoma? Yes. So course and evaluation will be there, which will be completely computer-based test for this particular course, the Tritiya course, whatever we have learned. That also will be available. That will be there before August 31st, so that it also serves as a preparatory or a practice paper for you. So more details about the course and evaluation also will be communicated to you all. Um, okay. I'm not sure. Nalini Bhagini in a book, I think Prakshalanati Pankasya, you see a different word. I think it may be a typographical error, but I remember Prakshalanati Pankasya itself, from the textbook that I had studied, but I'm not sure. Maybe you can just check. Yeah, it will. This one is also good. Pratibadhanati Shreyah Pujya Puja Vyatikramaha. It says, whatever other statement that you have put is also nice. It will withhold our fortune if you disrespect our elders. That is also true. And that reminds me of another Subhashita, which says, अभिवादनशीलस्य नित्यं वृद्धोपसेविनः चत्वारि तस्य वर्धन्ते आयुर्विद्या यशो बलम, or ayurvidya yasho vittam also you can take. So abhivadanशीलस्य nityam vruddhopasevinah, if we at all take care of the elders, that itself will boost these four things in us. Ayuhu, the main thing is our longevity. Ayur, Vittam or Vidya, Ayurvidya, Vidya, it provides us good knowledge because they have so much of experience. Whenever you meet any elders, they will give you words of wisdom. From that, you can gain knowledge. Yashaha also, because they bless you, that their grace be there always with you, and Bhagavan's grace be there always with you. Yasho, and then also the bala or the strength to do things also. So that way, that is a very good thing. Uh, okay, what is the meaning of the word vidhatte? Kleshav phalena hi punarnavatam vidhatte is the word there. Vidhatte means will be reinstalled. You can think it that way. The energy, the enthusiasm will be renewed or reinstalled. So that is the meaning of that particular. There's another question. In the examination for Suktiratnani, Subhashitani, Stotrani, etc., can we split the sandhis in the words, or should we write the words exactly as printed in a textbook? If it is for bhavartha, you have all the liberty to do the split the sandhis, etc. But if it is for quote from memory, padyam purayata, if that is the case, you will have to do it the way it is there. You can just hyphenate in case wherever there's a sandhi or a samasa, etc. You can hyphenate and write it. That's fine. But if you do the padacheda everywhere, it will also the chandas also will be affected because of it. Chando bhanga will occur. Hence, we will have to write it as the sandhis are there. Sambhavitasya, I already told it is the respectable man. That is what is Sambhavitasya. And yes, whenever we take up the exam, we have to write both the papers together. Together in the sense, so one will be in the morning from 10 to 1, usually for the India time I'm speaking about. The second paper will be from 2 to 3:30. Second paper is just a 1.5 hours paper. It's a 50 marks paper. The first paper is 100 marks. So totally it is for 150 marks. And Sabha does not have the option that you write first paper now and write the second paper in January of the next instance. No. both the papers have to be completed in one day or on the same day of the exam. Okay. So there's another question, but I feel it is not relevant at the moment. That is, whether Turiya syllabus will be completed by the January examination. Probably not, because Turiya is even more complex, and um, the lessons are also huge or bigger. So it would take more time than, because we would be left out with less than 5 months, which would be a very challenging thing to complete by January, because that also has two books. One is Anuvada Prati Part 2, and then the first book as we have for yeah. So it will take a little bit more time. So it also requires so much of study, because you'll have to study the Kriya Padas in various other lakaras that are there and so on. Okay, so I think these were the main questions that I can see. I will now unmute few students who have raised their hands. Harin Mahodaya, you can ask your question. I also read your question in the chat box. If it's the same or a different one.
Yeah, Namaste, Madhya. That is the main question. I keep hearing about the stations near the students, residence, but seems like they are all within India, right? What about the few of us who are in
Yeah.
US?
So yeah, for US also, Vyoma has certain centers in the US as well, in some of the volunteers and other places that are there. So we would work on those logistics and provide you those details. So for all students who have already registered, indicated their location, etc., we have sorted out with the nearby locations that are there, and we'll be sharing those details. So we're just waiting to have that discuss also with the Sabha, and then provide the details to the students.
Got it.
So
Okay.
please
So in
do,
the
yeah.
yeah. So so I am not planning to give this time, but in January when I do, then I have to be contacting Sabha at that time and give the information and
Correct.
correct.
Yeah,
Okay. Got
that's
it.
how you would. Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Madhya.
Sure. Dhanyawadaha.
Thank-
Okay. Next, Rajaram Mahodaya, I think you can ask. I think this will be the last one, and probably we will conclude
Namo
after.
Nama. Namo Nama.
Namaste.
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 Sir, three questions are there. One, this Surya Saraswati Sabha had promised that the online exam for first and second level will be anytime you can take, something was planned. Any progress on that?
So I think the number of registrations. So initially that was the plan, but I can check with Suresh sir about it, because uh, currently they are also offering it during September and January. That's how it is currently. But maybe I can check with sir on that, because I don't have an answer for that question. But also
Another
what
thing,
yeah, just to complete that, what I heard
yeah.
is, like, I mean, based on the demand, like, I mean, if there are more students writing and something, that anytime would kind of work. Otherwise, from the logistics perspective, for them to generate different question papers each time would be also a challenge. So that I think, so they're currently restricted to uh, the schedule of September and January. But I can check further with them, and if there is something I can, you can probably put an email on this so that I can take it up. Yeah.
Second thing, no, this was to be online, no, so no logistics required.
So online means, see, whenever there is Sabha, there is a way of doing it. Uh, the logistics will be needed, because no, it's not just online means, we there should be a portal, there should be a way of an interface. I mean, it is not just that, okay, we can do it online. So Sabha is also trying to do whatever it can, and um, yeah, in the coming days they may also make this also online, but at the moment it is not.
Then second thing, I am in Bombay, so Bombay, they are told that if If you have a more than 5 students writing exam, you can have your own center. Some volunteer can take the responsibility that no thing will happen. So US people can use that opportunity, no?
Correct. So that's what would be done. Based on the people's location, we have identified nearest places where it can be conducted, etc. So I think the working is happening in that direction. So you don't have to worry about that. But thanks for that suggestion. Yeah, I think that is possible.
Yes. Okay, sir. Dhanyawad.
Anything else, Mahodaya? Astu. Dhanyawadaha. Okay, so I think with that we will conclude. So it's already more than our regular class time. So I wish you all the best. So please watch out for the emails from vyoma-samskrta-pathasala for further details, etc. So please do the needful. If for people who are writing the exam, please complete the formalities, whatever is needed, so that things can be in place well. And next week would be probably we'll be having the last set of classes. Please do attend for the revision of the previous year papers, etc. And also for the concluding day as well. So with that, we shall conclude today. Ram 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 Sabhebhyaha Namo Namaha. If there are any further questions, please do write it to us. Dhanyawadaha.